Thank you for joining us on Studio G. My name is Emma Rosenstein.
And I'm Lindsay Felstead. This is our last show of the season. Let's get started.
Big news for Clark County residents. If you've been waiting for your chance to experience the iconic Sphere in Las Vegas, this might be it. The Sphere has announced a special offer for Clark County residents, providing a 20% discount on select tickets to the Sphere experience. The event features Darren Aronofsky's Postcards from Earth, and the offer is valid now through August 27, 2025. Don't miss your chance to witness one of the marvels of Las Vegas and at a discount. Now's the perfect time to see what all the buzz is about at the Sphere. For tickets and more information, visit thesphere.com.
The Southern Nevada Health District is currently investigating a string of illnesses, possibly linked to the frozen half-shell oysters. As of Monday, 5 separate residents reported feeling sick after eating the oysters in question. The common symptoms are nausea, stomach pain, fevers, headaches, and fatigue. No grocery stores are currently affected, as the oysters were only available to restaurants, and no link has been found between these cases. So, as of now, this doesn't seem to be an outbreak. If you have eaten oysters in April and felt sick, you can complete a foodborne illness complaint form through the SNHD website.
Arborview High School suffered the loss of senior Mackenzie Scott after being struck by a vehicle Friday morning. Mackenzie was at a crosswalk outside of Arborview when an impaired driver failed to yield right of way. Her family, classmates, and teachers all described her as being full of light and kindness and are pained at losing such an important part of their lives. The Las Vegas Valley has seen over 60 related traffic fatalities just this year. The city continues to work on their Vision Zero initiative, a successful European strategy to eliminate traffic fatalities and serious injuries by 2025. Mackenzie was excited to attend UNLV on a full ride scholarship. If you'd like to help support her family, you can donate at their GoFundMe.
A new neighborhood in the heart of the Arts District just broke ground. Reporter Misty has more on the story.
Midtown Las Vegas is a newly developing neighborhood located in the Las Vegas Arts District, a culturally rich area known for its galleries, restaurants, and vintage shops. The project aims to emphasize sustainability, walkability, technology integration, and community engagement. Midtown will feature green building designs, EV share programs, wellness spaces, and AI-enhanced services. Its first phase includes several buildings around the English Hotel, adding hundreds of residential units and commercial spaces, with a completion expected over a 10-year timeline. Midtown builds on the Arts District's history as a creative hub, hosting events like First Friday and Market in the Alley, bringing together artists, makers, and foodies from all over the city. The area was officially named the Las Vegas Arts District in 2002, and ever since it's been a magnet for creativity. The new development is seen as a major step in revitalizing downtown Las Vegas and expanding the vibrant urban lifestyle the Arts District is known for. This has been Misty Regal reporting.
If you're an art lover, a foodie, or just looking for a new adventure, Midtown will be the place to be. For more updates, visit midtownvegas.com. Formula One made its first stop in the United States. And here is Wyatt with more.
Formula One had an exciting weekend in Miami, starting with a sprint on Saturday. With the sprint, that meant the drivers only got 1 hour of practice before sprint qualifying, and shockingly, Mercedes rookie Kimi Antonelli with the fastest lap, making him pole sitter for the sprint. That would be short-lived, however, with Lando Norris bringing home yet another win for McLaren. The race would be a chaotic one, with Max Verstappen on pole position. It would again be short-lived as Oscar Piastri, the McLaren driver who started Formula One in 2023, would take his 3rd win in a row and his 4th win of the season. Now having more wins than Norris in less than half the time on the grid, Piastri looks like a force to be reckoned with. So, come this next race in Imola, it could possibly be the four-peat. For Studio G, I'm Wyatt Pudlow.
You can catch the Imola Grand Prix at 6 a.m. Pacific on ESPN.
Before we go, let's kick it over to Wyatt for a quick look at the weather. Wyatt?
How's it going, everybody? I'm Wyatt Pudlow, here to tease you with the weather. So currently it is going to be 77 degrees. I'll let you know a little more after this break, so don't miss out.
Coming up, the Trump administration tariffs are continuing to affect Americans across the country. More on how this tariff turmoil continues to unfold coming up.
Year, thousands of people are hospitalized by the flu, a virus that is easily preventable through vaccination. The virus transmits through any close contact, so getting your shot is the first step in stopping the spread. The more people that get the vaccine, the less likely it becomes for you to contract and infect others with the virus. With flu season in full effect, there is never a better time than now to get your flu shot. Talk to your local doctor, pharmacy, or visit the CDC website at www.cdc.gov for more information. Do your part to stop the spread of the flu and schedule your flu vaccination today.
Every 7 minutes, a pedestrian is killed or injured due to impatient and reckless driving and careless walking. For everyone's safety, don't be reckless. Watch the road.
In today's world, getting to know your neighbors isn't just about being friendly, it's about keeping your community safe. Building strong connections with those around you creates an extra layer of security. Neighbors who know each other can help prevent intruders by noticing when something seems off. And when natural disasters strike or emergencies arise, those same connections can make all the difference. Getting to know your neighbors isn't just about community, it's about safety and support. Take some time today to get to know your neighbors. You never know when you might need each other.
Breaking news this morning, a new pope was chosen after the death of Pope Francis. Newly elected Cardinal Robert Francis will be the first U.S. Pope. He is a 69-year-old and was born in Chicago. He will be taking the name Pope Leo XIV.
President Trump recently announced a 100% tariff that will affect films produced outside of the United States. Last Sunday, President Trump posted to his Truth Social account regarding the possibility of a 100% tariff on films produced in foreign countries and then sent to the United States. President Trump claims that filmmakers are being lured to produce films in other countries, in turn harming the American film industry. As of currently, no details have been outlined regarding how exactly the tariffs will be implemented.
In an executive order signed exactly a week ago, U.S. President Donald Trump ordered the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to cease direct federal funding to NPR and PBS. Trump's executive order comes after complaints by the president and conservatives across America that the country's largest public broadcasters have a left-leaning political bias. NPR warned it could impact programs like The Morning Edition and Tiny Desk, while PBS stressed its mission to deliver educational content nationwide, including the popular children's show Sesame Street. Federal dollars make up a small portion of their budgets, about 1% for NPR and 15% for PBS, but losing it could lead to station closures and reduce access to emergency information. This loss of funding would affect local stations more in terms of NPR, including KNPR here in Las Vegas, which could lose 8 to 10%. As media outlets face economic pressure and rising public threats, broadcasters vowed to fight for what they call a, quote, direct assault on freedom of the press.
Earlier this week, on May 6th, the U.S. Supreme Court allowed the Trump administration to reinstate its ban on transgender individuals serving in the military. This decision reversed lower court rulings that had previously blocked the policy. In the ban, introduced through an executive order in January, prohibits individuals diagnosed with gender dysmorphia from serving. The ruling has significant implications for the estimated 4,000 transgender service members currently in the military, as well as for future recruits. The policy mandates that service members use facilities corresponding to their assigned sex at birth and discontinues gender-affirming medical care. This development is part of a broader set of policies under the Trump administration that have targeted transgender rights. including restrictions on gender-affirming care and the withdrawal of federal recognition for transgender individuals.
More than 25 individuals were arrested at the University of Washington after a group of protesters took over the school's interdisciplinary engineering building. The protest, led by a group named Students United for Palestinian Equality and Return, was in response to the ongoing war in Gaza. The group is demanding that the university sever its ties with Boeing, a company with long-standing connections to the school, including a $10 million donation for the construction of the engineering building. Campus police were called to the scene after protesters barricaded doors and set fires to dumpsters outside. By 11 p.m., officers cleared the building, arresting nearly 30 people on charges including trespassing and property destruction. Some protesters were injured during the arrests and are receiving medical care. The group also called for Boeing Company to sever all ties with the university, including banning executives from teaching or influencing curriculum. There was also a demonstration at the University of Columbia this morning as well. Before we go to break, let's kick it over to Wyatt for the weather.
Hope you didn't miss my face. I'm Wyatt Pudlow. Time to get back into some more weather. I did say earlier that it was going to be 77 currently today. Right now it is 77, except it is going to get hotter as it is getting closer to summer. So let's go through the valley temperatures. North Vegas is up in the high 70s, as well as really the rest of the valley. It is going to keep getting hotter throughout the week. Boulder City down there in the low to mid 70s. Henderson being the highest at 80, finally reaching the 80s a little bit. But it's going to keep getting hotter, especially here on campus, hitting 88 around 4 p.m. Sunset time is going to keep getting darker, except it's going to be a lot later. Now it's past 7:30, so enjoy the sun while you still can. 7-day forecast today is going to be high of 88, again with a low of 62. Friday and further on, it's just going to keep getting hotter. Vegas, I hear you like it hot, so here's some hot. Over the weekend, 96, 95, with the low both in 69. Looking at the rest of the week, on Monday, 86 and 70, on Tuesday, 74 on Wednesday, with the lows being in the mid-60s to the high to mid-50s. That is all from me. We'll see you after the break.
Drunk driving is more than just a fine. It's lives lost, someone's family member gone, and futures ruined. One choice can lead to a lifetime of regret. Are you willing to pay that price and ruin someone's life? If you drink, find a safe way home. Look out for others, because no amount of fun is worth losing a life.
In today's world, getting to know your neighbors isn't just about being friendly, it's about keeping your community safe. Building strong connections with those around you creates an extra layer of security. Neighbors who know each other can help prevent intruders by noticing when something seems off. And when natural disasters strike or emergencies arise, those same connections can make all the difference. Getting to know your neighbors isn't just about community, it's about safety and support. Take some time today to get to know your neighbors. You never know when you might need each other.
The world is predicted to generate at least 220 million tons of plastic waste in the year of 2024. 70 million tons are predicted to end up in our environment. It's not hard to do. Recycle.
Welcome back to Studio G. My name is Jalen and I'm here with Dr. Norse. I just want to say thank you for being here with us today. It's going to be our final episode for Studio G for spring 2025.
The finale with me. I am truly honored, Jalen. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. If you could just briefly give a quick introduction about you and who you are, just for students who aren't part of the journalism program.
Sure. So, Dr. Dave Norse. I work here in the School of Journalism and Media Studies. I'm the undergraduate coordinator. I think I wear a couple other hats too. I'm the internship coordinator and I do scholarships, and sometimes I'll mop the floor if you need me to do that too. Really, I feel incredibly fortunate to get to work with our awesome undergrads and try to help them maximize their experience here so when they graduate, they can be super successful and go on to a career that they really love.
Yeah. We're going to be briefly talking about the spring 2025 is coming to an end. I just wanted to see if you want to share some advice for our senior graduates. Starting off, what tips or advice you can share for graduates who are in the job search right now?
Sure. So there's a couple of things to keep in mind. And the first is that when you are graduating, you're also graduating with however many thousands of other students all across the country that are graduating at the same time. And it can seem a little daunting when you're applying. Take a step back, have a breath. It's going to be okay, right? It's the hardest thing in the world to be right now is feeling like you're treading water, right? Like you've been on this path and you finally graduated and now you're ready to go and conquer the world. But you're waiting because you don't know what direction you should be going in. And instead you just feel like, okay, I'm just trying to keep my head above the water. The fact of the matter is, it takes patience and it takes time and it takes persistence, right? You want to be the person in as much as you can that's like, okay, if I don't hear back right away, it's not saying anything about me or that I'm not qualified or that I'm not the perfect candidate for the job. It might just be the companies that you're applying for are on a different timetable than you. The second thing is, when you can, when it's appropriate, follow up. So if you have sent out an application and you've got a direct email address, you can say, after a week or so, if you haven't heard anything, hey, I'm just following up. I had submitted this application a week or so ago. If there's anything that you need, please let me know. You want to be, I think the best way to describe it is pleasantly persistent. Not annoying, right? But pleasantly persistent. Ultimately, realize that it takes a full-time job almost to find a full-time job. But give yourself patience and grace, be pleasantly persistent, and make sure that you're being consistent in the sense where it's like, okay, I'm gonna take some time every single day, making sure that are there any new job opportunities that are out there that I feel like I'm a good fit for, and tailoring your own materials to best match that.
To follow up with that, how can students remain confident when dealing with rejection or uncertainty?
Sure, it's a great question because you're just like, hey, I've spent the last 16 years of my life in school, maybe even more than that, right? Has this all been for nothing? Has this all been a big waste of time? Those questions that you might, be dealing with some self-doubt or something like that are normal. But you can reframe it too. You can reframe it. If you're rejected from a job, maybe it's because it wasn't a good fit. Maybe this is actually a good sign that you're not just getting accepted to a job that even if it's on paper looks like the ideal thing, maybe it's not. Don't take it very personally. Of course it hurts. Rejection sucks all the time. But in as much as you can, give yourself 2 minutes to be like, oh, I'm really upset. I'm really disappointed. We're moving on.
So the following question is going to be more related to mental health. What would you say about that to help with students with mental health?
First of all, what you're feeling is normal, right? That is so normal. And if you're feeling like I'm overwhelmed, I'm feeling a little anxious, I don't know what the rest of my life is going to look like. Here's the kind of the insider tip. Nobody really knows what they're doing. You just kind of figure it out. And if there's any advice that I have for grads, just kind of feeling like I'm a little lost right now, I'm a little worried about what the future is going to be, that's normal. And it's okay to feel like that. But knowing that you worked hard, you made it to graduation, you dealt with all the stress of all these classes and all the bills from UNLV and all the homework and all this and that, for as long as you did, you made it to this point, right? It means every single person in your class is a fighter and has something to be really proud of. And that is worthy of celebration right there.
Oh my God, I actually needed to hear that myself in my own personal experience. But thank you so much for joining us for Studio G. I really appreciate all the advice, and I'm pretty sure all of the senior graduates are they needed to hear this as well.
It was my pleasure, Jalen. High five. Congratulations.
Thank
Super
you.
excited for you.
Thank you. Alrighty, guys, that's all from us. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jay. Next week is both finals and graduation for UNLV students. Let's look at some of the festivities happening here on our campus. Tonight, the Rebel Events Board is throwing their last event of the semester. You can join them for Rebels Under the Stars, the late night breakfast event where there will be free t-shirts, churros, hot chocolate, mocktails, and breakfast, of course. The movie WALL-E will be showing, along with giveaways throughout the night. The event starts at 9 p.m. and goes till midnight at the PETA Plaza here on campus. Over in Liad Library, students have been decorating their graduation caps this week. In the UNLV Library's Makerspace, which is on the ground floor of the library, there are cap decorating supplies out for students to make their grad caps special. Tomorrow is the last day, and Makerspace is open from 9 to 5. All you need is your Rebel card to get in, and all the supplies are free to use. Graduating seniors are being creative with the items, making their caps unique to them. Another great thing UNLV did to provide for their students was give free caps and gowns to students through the Cap and Gown Lending Program. After graduation, alumni can choose to donate their cap and gown to the program, helping future students.
Graduation is right around the corner for many students at UNLV, including members of the Studio G cast. Here to give some words of encouragement is reporter Brian Hamisola.
To the spring 2025 graduates here at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, including myself, especially here at the Greenspan College of Urban Affairs, the time has come, and we've reached the end of a milestone for a part of our lives which you could have sworn felt endless. It wasn't just about learning how to produce or report, but knowing how to speak up even when it seemed like no one else was listening. We learned to manage things under pressure, juggle a million tasks at once, despite the times where it felt beyond our capabilities. The hours spent after class, in the library, and the editing bays, sprinting across town to get B-roll, scrambling to fix audio, rewriting scripts minutes before we're going live on Studio G, has come to an end. Some of us might stay in Las Vegas, but some of us are also packing our bags and moving. But regardless, where each of us go, we all carry the same resilience inside. This isn't a goodbye, but cheers to a new chapter. So go ahead and take this a moment for it to really sink in what you've accomplished. Own the pride that you've been brushing off. Make your presence stand out. Through the crowd, even if nobody's handed you a microphone yet, always keep in mind, comparison is a thief of joy. And whether they like it or not, you deserve to be heard. Life's like a game of dice. Even when the odds feel unclear, keep rolling anyways, because beyond the uncertainty lies endless possibilities. Tossing it back to you, Emma and Lindsay.
Thank you for joining us today. We are here with all of our graduating seniors on Studio G.
Be sure to tune in next semester for more Studio G. Congratulations to the spring class of 2025. Yay!